You get your next big idea? Say, sparkly ketchup.
Oh. Hold up. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Rizil, and I'm back on the channel with another one. And today we're going to be watching some Paternity Court. This one is titled The Missing Melanin, Blonde Hair, Blue Eyes, but African American Baby. Before it starts, may I just say I have seen some blonde hair, blue-eyed African children with African ethnicity, but they were mixed. They were white as snow even, not white as snow, but you know what I mean. And they were blonde, but their hair is a little bit curly, so let's see what this baby looks like, alright?
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor. This is the case of Moore Cooper versus Cooper.
Thank you, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Moore, this is your second appearance before the court. Now, when you were last here, it was to reveal a secret you'd kept from your son for 29 years. He then received the heartbreaking news that the man he'd always known as his dad was not his biological father. You testified that the very same thing happened to you with your mother. So today you are here to break the cycle because another of your sons, Mr. Cooper, has a child whose paternity is also in question. Now, Mr. Cooper, you say your wife, Mrs. Cooper, was secretly sleeping with you and another man around the same time she conceived your daughter. You now seek the truth about your child's paternity because you say you've learned from your mother that secrets and lies.
No, listen, I dropped a reaction like this a while ago. It's one of my most successful reactions so far. And we had this whole topic of debate within my comment section with a couple of people, and we discussed the facts. And a lot of the points they brought up was true. The same people that were commenting that, explain this to me. I'm not going to say anything yet. Explain this to me.
Can nearly destroy a family. Now, Mrs. Cooper, you admit to an affair, but say you are certain Mr. Cooper is the father of your child.
No, he's
you
not.
state you are here today to prove it and also want to confront your mother-in-law, Mrs. Moore, because you feel she's meddling in your marriage. Now, Mrs. Moore, please explain to the court why you've returned today.
My son Walter here could express to me about his concerns that his child may not be his. Then Ashley calls me and asks me to try to help her resolve this issue between her and Kit. So I'm like, okay, we got to do something. This has got to stop. And that was my purpose of being here before.
So now, Mr. Cooper, I have to ask you about the doubt. When did you begin to have doubts about this beautiful baby being your child?
Man, shut the fuck up. Look at the baby. No. 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 No, man, no. I'm not picking on the baby, but look at the baby, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Look at the baby. Look.
The first time I had an inclination that something was going on, I was actually working. And I got sent home early. There was a power outage. They sent us home. And as I'm pulling into the driveway, I see this black car, and this guy walks into the building we live in. Didn't think nothing of it. So I go into the house. The same guy I just seen come out the car is now sitting inside the house. Okay?
Oh.
Me and Ashley had some words about it, and she pretty much stood back like, hey, things wasn't working out between me and you for a while. I mean, she got really, really tough and bad acting, so to speak. So I took the guy out into the hallway, and we had a man-to-man talk.
Okay.
Okay? The guy said, I mean, I knew of you, but I didn't know you were still living here. I was told I wasn't there. Pretty much a deadbeat dad. Okay, and I explained to him, so if you look around, pictures, bills, my kids is here, my clothes is here, I live here. You know, that's
So, Ms. Cooper, were you cheating with this man?
At that time I was, but I wasn't. Me and Walter were on the outs. Walter has cheated on me so much that at that time, what I did was I wanted Walter to feel all the pain that he had inflicted on me all them years. We've been off and on for 9 years. The first 4 years of our relationship, he cheated on me the whole time.
So you admit.
Listen, women, and let this be an example to you as to what I am about to say. It's been said a million times. It doesn't help you when you cheat. When men cheat, it's fucked up. It's still wrong. But if a baby happens, we can run away. I'm not saying we should, but it usually happens. It's happened within my family. It's happened to people I know. Men get away with a lot of shit playing this game. In the end, but in the short term, we get away with a lot of shit. You won't get away playing the same game men are playing. For what? What is your prize? To hurt our feelings? Come on, bro. Yeah, feelings will be hurt. You cheat on a guy, yeah, maybe. But now look, now what are you gonna do? This guy can escape anytime he wants. Literally. If this like case, like it comes out however it goes. Even if the baby is his, he can just say, I don't want to do it, and then he can just run away. Just avoid them. I know, because it's happened right before my eyes within my family, not me. I'm talking about extended. Hey.
Yep. I admitted that I did cheat. He did not show no attention, no affection. There was nothing between us. I mean, he didn't even look at me the same. He would sit there on his electronics like I didn't even exist, like his other children didn't exist. We weren't even visible to him. I might not have caught him in the act of doing anything, but he was still communicating with other women as if he was trying to have a relationship with him.
And actually, you stepped into this marriage knowing his past background, and you had your past background, but you brought your background into your marriage, which is totally wrong. Talking is one thing. Ignoring you is one thing. But if you feel like you got to step out your marriage to get added attention or a conversation, then get a divorce.
And we planned that. It was his decision for us to stay together.
So, Ms. Cooper, let me ask you this. Was this a one-time thing, this affair, or did it go on?
No, it did not go on. When the affair he's talking about had ended, then me and Walter had eventually split up, and I moved out of the home.
After you got caught cheating?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper, fill in the blanks.
Okay, this is what happened. After that particular incident, I thought we was getting things back in order, okay? She wakes up one day, I want to say it was Monday.
That baby isn't his, bro. That's not his baby. That is not his baby, bro. Come on, G.
I can't do it anymore.
Oh, wait. Okay, so back up. After this incident with the cheating, you say in your mind, okay, we've confronted it, it's out on the table,
done.
Let's just try to start over. Then she wakes up one day and says, what?
This is not working anymore. I'm done. I'm out of here. She withdrew the kids from school, and she had made a phone call, and she was gone.
Is this true, Miss Cooper?
Yep, I left.
Because you felt what?
Because it wasn't working with us. He still was the same. It was the same thing. And I wasn't going to keep sitting there and dealing with it.
Which makes no sense because the grass ain't always green on the other side.
During this time, did you end up sleeping with another man?
When I moved out of the home, I was seeing another man, yes.
So this is the reason there's doubt today. Tell me about this doubt, Mr. Cooper.
Okay, the doubt is, first off, now I know who the other guy is.
Okay.
When I actually had a chance to meet him, we would sit down, we'd talk, we'd hang out, things of this stuff.
You and the guy she cheated with?
Me and the guy that she cheated with. We would
sit
down,
talk, and hang out?
We sat down.
I've never heard of such.
Women and people alike, even men, I'm speaking to you, it does happen. It does happen more frequently. I think people are too used to like, oh, someone has gotten caught cheating, and now two of them are gonna fight. But usually, especially with men, even though it can end up in the negative sense, a lot of the time when two men or so know that they're being played by one woman, their first thing isn't to fight each other. I think, me personally, I think women are more likely to fight over a man than men are willing to fight over a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just that men, it ends up in a more violent place. But in my experience, there has been multiple circumstances where guys just chill out. They know, okay, this woman is playing us. How are we gonna play this? How are we gonna expose her, etc., etc. It happens more frequently than you think. I think in terms of women, there's a strong sense of camaraderie when it comes to healing and love and all of that. And with men, from my experience and like my friends that I have, we got closer, and there's a strong sense of camaraderie when it comes to pain and tough times, and like going through like tribulations and war and all that shit. It brings men together more than just I love you, good times, blah blah blah. So this is one of those situations where men are going through something together, and the pain and everything just brings them together. It's more frequent than you think, from my experience.
He didn't know at that time.
No, I didn't know, but see, this is the thing. I didn't know.
You didn't know.
Right. We would
Oh,
sit,
wow.
we talk. I let him in.
So you knew this person,
Yeah, I know who he is.
and no clue
No
he's
clue.
sleeping with your wife.
None whatsoever.
Because at that
Smooth
time we weren't
operator.
even sleeping together.
You and the guy weren't sleeping together at that time.
What I said is still true, even though it seems that the story has a twist. It's still true.
No.
You didn't sleep
We
with
were
him until
just-
later.
We were just talking. There was nothing going on between us when him and Walter had communicated, met each other, whatever. Me and him.
This
Okay,
is-
but you do admit that you were intimate with this man during the time of conception, which is why we're here today.
Yes.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Is it your concern Armani looks more like this other man
My concern,
than you?
My concern is this. When I look at Armani, I don't see me.
So, Miss Cooper, I see you're very emotional.
When I conceived, I was with Walter. We both went to the doctors and asked them for advice on conception day and everything. They told me I conceived at the end of June. At that time, I was with Walter. Yes, I slept with the other guy in July. But by that time, I was already pregnant. The doctors even confirmed all of that.
When I look at Armani, I don't see, and I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, I don't see a blackness in her.
Okay, but if you...
It is a racial thing. The baby does not look anything like you, bro. That baby does not look. Listen. My cousin's husband is white as snow. He's from the Netherlands. He's white, guy. He's white. But he's white. He's very white. Their child, white too, but not that white. You can see some of the African features, even though you can see obviously this baby quite white because of the father. But other than that, African features. I'm not picking on a baby, man. It's...
Look down his family line. He's got white in his family line. I've even submitted a document of it where his grandmother...
Jerome, can you please hand me
His
Mrs.
grandmother
evidence?
is white, which the gene passes down to his, I want to say grandfather. Then his grandfather passes it down.
That's true.
So if you
Right.
get somebody that has white in their genes, and then you get me, which is already white, why can't my daughter be bright skinned?
And it is in fact true. There is something called a recessive gene or a throwback gene,
Yes.
whereby if you have genetically Caucasian people in your family, it can throw back to that gene. Now, I'm not.
Nah, guys, nah. I think everyone is just trying to be too nice. Why can't we just exist in a world where, in terms of situations like this, let's just say guilty until proven innocent? Why does it always have to be innocent until proven guilty? I know everyone is trying to be sensitive because it's a baby. But come on, guys. Come on. I feel like if this was a courtroom and it was like a male judge, there'd be more like practicality, like, hey, bro, look. Like, but if the baby ends up being his, I'll be very shocked, surprised, and I won't be let down, actually, because it's a good thing for them to, for the baby not to be mixed up, because they already seem to have a family set up, but it ain't looking good, literally. Not saying that looking white isn't looking good.
Saying that's the case, and that's why we're here today. We do not know if, in fact, this little girl is yours, but I will say that you're looking at the outward presentation of the biology, and you must know from being an African American that genetically it can present very differently. Ms. Moore, would you
Yes, I got something to say. All right, what everything you said is true, but Ashley, I love her dearly, and I love Armani. But if you step to me and tell me, well, I want to know from the time she was born that I told Walter he could have a DNA besides mine, I want to know too.
A piece of paper should not determine that. You stepped up in
But
that
it
hospital when you
closes
signed that
the
birth
gap.
certificate. You
It
knew
closes the gap.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order.
It
So,
closes
Mr.
the
Cooper,
gap
you
and it's
signed the birth certificate,
Yes, I did.
and at that time you said, I'm going to be her father. Did you have a doubt at the time you signed the birth certificate? Did you have any doubt?
I've had a doubt since.
Just like everybody else that
But
first
he
seen the
had
test.
alternate
Ashley is
opportunities
confused-
to take
what
the test
Ashley-
then.
what
Why
Ashley
a
is
year and a
Just
half
one second,
later?
Ms. Cooper. What is
Ashley
Mrs.
is
Cooper?
not telling at the time that when she first told me in my bedroom, on my bed, that she was pregnant, my first reaction is, you gotta get the hell out of my house.
You're right, and we
That
filed
was my
divorce.
first, that was
We
my
both
first.
Oh,
went and
hold
filed.
on. Let me understand this. So before the
might
baby was
was
ever
born.
born,
Yeah.
before you
It was
even
there.
actually got to see her, you had the doubt because you knew
Right.
about the relationship and
Right.
the fact that this potentially wasn't your child.
Right.
So your first gut instinct when she told you,
Right.
I'm pregnant, this is your
But
wife,
This is my wife.
sitting down
you
telling you,
have to
and
go.
you say, well, you got to go
You gotta go.
because you
I don't
didn't
agree
believe
with
it was
that.
yours.
But I don't agree with it like that, Your Honor, because if you didn't want her in your life as your wife, you shouldn't have never opened my front door and say, come on in. Okay? Because at the time, he was staying with me. All right? And knowing that he has a history, she has a history, the one part I don't condone about her history is that she did it in the marriage. But if you're going to say get out, then you need to step out there too, instead of waiting till this child get born, and now you got all this problem going on and stuff with a whole lot of underlying stuff that don't even have nothing to do with it, because both of it is in the past and this child is here now.
Ms. Moore, you're getting at the point I really want to make, because at some point, even though he said you got to get out, at some point you guys rekindled this or tried to be a family because you say, that's my little girl.
Right.
So at what point did you make that decision?
What made me come to that decision, regardless of whatever was going on with me, I look at Ashley. There's been a lot of times where I put stuff off to the side. Okay, my own thoughts, my own emotion, because I'm dealing with my wife. Regardless of whatever happened, I love my wife. Okay, I love my kids, so I'm willing to step down, send myself through mental whatever, just to make sure they're okay. That's the way I was instilled to grow up to be. All right? Handle what I need to handle, deal what I got to deal with behind closed doors at my time with whoever I need to. When I would bring these issues of what's going on with me because I'm feeling like I can't write a song anymore, I'm having problems in my own personal business life, I bring it to my wife. Okay? And I tell her this is what the situation is. We tend to, I brought it to you. Why did you do this or why did you do that? And like I would tell Ashley, I'm still that same man that when you first met me on the 4th of July when we had our first date and found out you was pregnant by another man and you didn't want him growing up with this situation, let me sign the birth certificate. Let this baby know he got a father regardless.
So wait, when you met Mrs. Cooper, she was pregnant by another man.
By another man.
And you signed the birth certificate.
No, she would not allow me to sign the birth certificate.
But you offered.
I offered.
Okay.
And to this day, raising those
Yeah,
kids.
I still raise them.
Why are guys playing with their lives? I mean, I get the thing of like wanting to feel like you're doing the right thing, and like there's admiration that comes with it where people are like, oh, that's so wonderful. But in the long run, very few of like other people, especially men, would do that shit because it's just stupidity. Like if you were to think logically, a lot of the feelings that develop for us as men pertaining to women that we're going after or we're attracted to, a lot of the love that we have for them is mostly centered around wanting to sleep with them. For the most part, in the beginning, honestly speaking, for the most part, when we first see you, it's not I'm interested in your career, it's not I'm interested in you as a person, it's for the most part I want to sleep with you. You know, so knowing that, and knowing, especially in those beginning stages, because he's saying the first date, how you naturally feel, how does it make sense to sign the birth certificate for a baby that of a woman that you've only known for such a short time, and then take on that responsibility, knowing that this could, especially nowadays where people just run away from relationships and marriages like it's nothing, that this could end up badly and you're gonna be stuck with like the responsibility over someone else's child, and you might not be in the same place in terms of like decorum and civility within your relationship between you and that woman. And now you have to deal with that woman taking you to court to assume those responsibilities that you agreed to, as well as, bro, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm very attracted to women, but even me, no, dog. I don't care how horny I am. No. It just seems like a bad situation in the long run, bro. I'm not calling the kid a bad situation. I'm calling the responsibility itself, knowing your interactions with the woman and knowing how short you've known her. Come on, bro. Come on.
So as you look at Armani, how convinced are you that you could be her father?
It's 50-50. Something I can be honest with you. All right? It's
And
50.
Mrs. Cooper?
I believe in my heart that that's his. That's his baby.
25%. I'll give you that. I'm being very generous. And yes, I am looking mostly at looks. I don't care. Counsel me, comment, inform me. I will listen to you then. But for now, I don't care.
And as you
I
look
don't
at her,
care.
do you see
I see him
Mr.
in
Cooper?
her. If you look at her face, her eyes change colors just like his does. I have brown eyes. She obviously didn't get it from me. All my other kids have brown eyes. Obviously, that's where they got it from. His eyes change colors depending on his mood. Hers does the same thing. I know he always says, well, I'm around her, that's how she gets my attitude, moods, whatever. She's just like him. I mean, they sleep the same way, everything. I mean, she's a spitting image of my younger son, which is his. So, I mean, she's his. She's his.
Your Honor, I hope that this is my biological granddaughter. However, if it's not, then I feel like Ashley should really reach down deep inside of herself, and Kit or Walter, I call him Kit, that's his name. Walter need to reach down inside himself. They need to come together and get it done. However it gonna be. I don't care if you make a she make a possibility list and he put a possibility list, and if you want me out of your marriage, don't pick up the phone and call me. Okay, because my thing of it is, I've lived with it. I'm 57 years old. I lived with it with my mother. I've lived with it with my 30-year-old son, and now I got a granddaughter in question. They need to get it done. Because not only is Armani going to be affected by this, they got 3 other kids. Okay? And if this is not his, then she's got 4 babies with 4 baby daddies. And he's daddy 5 for all of them. So as my son, you took on this responsibility, then respect your wife needs to respect you, and they all need to love their kids. And that's how I feel about it.
You know what, Ms. Moore? I appreciate that because you want to break this cycle. And you want to break it here today.
Today. Because I don't have any more kids to come back to court.
Jerome, I think it's time for the results.
There you go.
Now, Ms. Moore, the last time you were in court, the results were overwhelming.
It was.
I would like for you to take a seat, just for your safety. No matter what these results are, I am certain they will be emotional.
She crying, bro. She knows it's bad. It's bad, dog.
No matter what these results are, I am certain.
She is in a precarious situation. I'm not laughing at her. I'm understanding that, she's laughing because, she's crying because, hey, bro, the odds do not look like they're in your favor. Do not look like they're in your favor. Hit me up in the comments after this.
Certain they will be emotional.
Yeah.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and read as follows. In the case of Cooper versus Cooper, when it comes to the paternity of 1-year-old Armani Nairi Cooper, Mr. Cooper, you are not her father.
You know I still love you. This is something you all gonna have to work through. Listen to me, Ashley.
I'm not laughing at it. I know it's a sad situation, guys. But was there any doubts? Was there any doubts? Listen. We Africans are the most accepting race ever. Ever. If a kid is just a touch mixed, other races just throw them to the side as mixed. Is it not true? Other races don't say, oh, that child is mixed, but they're still white. That child is maybe Indian, but mixed, but they're still Indian. That child is Asian or Chinese. That child is mixed, but they're still like Asian or Chinese. You get what I'm saying? Black people are literally one of the only races, because I'm leaving room for another race that's maybe like us, that will literally see a mixed child and say, that child is black, period. Yes or no? So, if a black person is telling you, hey, that don't look like it's one of us, fam, we'd be open to accept it, or sorry, let me not call the baby an it. We'd be open to accept the baby or accept her, but I don't know, man. It still looks like it can get accepted from the other side. The baby is white, fam. Come on, G. Come on. Was there any doubts, bro? Was there any doubts? We were still gonna accept the baby. Come on, bro. We black. We love.
Put your head up. You have children. Now you have to stand and be a real mother. You have a little girl. And you cannot let her make the same mistakes. And we all make mistakes, Ashley.
You see, son.
No, he's not.
It doesn't change the way I feel about Armani. You know what I'm saying? Strong man, I'm stand strong, and I do strong things. And this is my strongest battle, and I'm gonna stand there for that.
I hope you understand. I know this was not the news you wanted. I know it's probably difficult for you because sometimes the truth hurts. Thank you. But it's also the key to moving forward. Now the truth is on the table. We know it's not what you wanted, but he says he's not going anywhere. And learn how to mend this situation. Are we?
Fuck it. The baby's not his. It's not a surprise. It is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, and don't no one hit me up on some you were mean shit. We knew the baby wasn't his going into it. Come on now, G. Come on. Come on. Come on, G. Come on. Come on. Aibo. Come on. Hey.